What's up, y'all? It's your girl Carol K, and I'm here rocking with DJ Pest. Hey,
I know,
finally.
right? I know. How you doing?
I'm good. Shit, I feel like I'm
Hey,
in a time warp because I'm still on LA time and I'm on the East Coast right now.
you on a press run? Is that what we're gonna call this?
Yeah, press run, promoting new music, promoting the reality show.
You having fun?
Yeah, I had a show on Saturday in Boston, and I came and did my thing and turned it up. So it's fun.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am speaking with Carol Cake. Okay.
What's up?
The multi-talented entrepreneur, hustler, radio personality. You got a clothing company, Olympic run real estate, two-time Olympian artist. What am I missing? Am I missing anything?
That's pretty much it. Yeah, now I'm doing a reality show. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the real West Coast Baddies airing June 25th, right?
Yes, sir, on Amazon Prime.
For the people that don't know you, I know a lot of people do know you, but for the people that don't know you, I want you to, tell us about your journey to where you are right now.
I will say the first things first. I was an athlete before I did anything. Track and field is what I did. Track and field is what saved my life. It got me a free education at USC. And so that's track and field is what got me, and has made me the woman I become. For music, so it's funny. People who know me. They know that I actually did music before I ran track. Um, it was funny because like I used to perform on all the talent shows, and I was like in junior high, back in junior high school, and rapping and writing stuff and all that type of stuff, and playing instruments. People don't know I play instruments, clarinet. I picked the piano when I was at SC. And so yeah, I will say, it was funny when I was at in high school. I played the clarinet and I ran track, and I had to pick between track and band. And I chose track, obviously, but um, when I got to SE, I picked up piano and I started recording myself on my downtime. And then when I graduated, turned professional in track and field, went to my first Olympics in 2008. I had like a 15-hour flight to China, and I started writing music. I was like, I gotta kill some time. What am I gonna do? Started writing lyrics. So it kind of went hand in hand together. I put out my first, I guess you could say, song. I did like a little cover to Lil Wayne, 6 foot, 7 foot, back in 2010, I want to say, and put that out, just kind of see what was, see where it went, and went back to track and made my second Olympic team. And then, music has always been in my background. So it was kind of like, okay, well, let me go ahead and just pursue this music thing for real. So I finally, 2016 coming around, and I put it all together, and I've been doing it ever since. And then real estate. So real estate, I've always liked property. I've always thought, I believe ownership is really important, especially within our community. I believe ownership is very important to create generational wealth and to be able to have collateral and to have assets. So, for me, it was always been something that I wanted to get into. My stepfather was he did loans back in Orange County, California, and so that influenced me as well. And I got my real estate license during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I got really, yeah, I got, it was crazy because I started real estate school right before the pandemic hit, and I finished real estate school right when it hit. So once it hit, I couldn't take the test. I couldn't do anything. Everything was shut down. I had to wait a whole year after I finished real estate school, and then take the test. And I passed it on my first time. California real
Let's
estate
go.
exam. Yeah, I passed it on my first time. It's one of the hardest, I say, real estate exams in the country because we got so many rules and regulations here. But
Mhm.
got my real estate license. I also started the clothing line, X Track Star versus Track Star. I started that during the pandemic as well. We was inside. Cali was like the
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Yeah, Cali was the first state to shut down for real. So I was like, I got all this free time. Like, let me just really make some shit pop. So, I got the clothing line going. I went and I was making the clothes myself out of my house,
Hmm.
So, got that going, and that ties back into me being an athlete, X Track Star versus Track Star. You know, it's kind of basically showing like you as an athlete, and then you life after the sports, X Track Star. So yeah, no, I'm really happy where I'm at right now with everything.
I've been following your page since introduction. And I'm like, wow, she's doing this, she's doing that, she's doing all these things. And then I just checked probably like 2 weeks ago, and I started seeing the TV show. I'm like, dang, that's another level. You know what I'm saying? Unlocked. How is
Right.
that going for you? You know, how did they end up reaching out to you? How did you end up being a part of the show?
Initially, I went to go and audition for Baddies West. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. That's on the
Yeah,
Zeus
I am.
Network. Yeah, yeah. And so me, the creator of Baddies West is my friend. Her name is Natalie Nunn. Me and her have been cool with each other since we was like 18 back at USC. That's like my USC sister. So she was like, come out, come audition, come to Oakland. So I was like, cool. So went to Oakland and did the audition. There was a ton of girls there. I don't know if you've seen the actual audition. My audition slot had went viral because I had got into it with Tommy or whatever. She tried to say something slick, so I had to say what I said back. But yeah, so and Natalie held me down during the audition, so much love to her. But I ended up meeting another girl at the audition named Promise, and me and her ended up talking, chopping it up, and we kicked it off real cool. We ended up following each other, like, okay, let's stay in contact. So once we stayed in contact with each other, I followed her, she followed me, and I seen like she started her own network called the Knicks Network. And she pretty much is like, well, shit, since none of us got chosen for the actual Baddies West, she's gonna do her own thing, start her own network, start her own shows. I'm like, I'm here for it. So I ended
Yeah.
up dropping a song. Yeah, I ended up dropping the song. I did a little remix to Drake, the Drake Back Outside Boys song, Back Outside Boys record. I dropped that in December. And I'm pushing it, whatever, a little mix, whatever. And Promise, she ended up reposting the song on her story and tagged me in it. And then she actually tagged me on her story when she got her LLC for the actual network. So I was like, okay, like I love it. Like I love it. I'm here for it. So, she shared my music, and then she ended up reaching out like, hey, I got my own show. Do you want to come on and be a part of the cast? You got a lot going on. I think you'd be a dope fit. So I'm like, yeah, of course. Like me and her, kicked it off real cool, whatever, at the audition. So I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like, so when
Hmm.
she asked me, it was kind of like a no-brainer. It was a
Yeah.
no-brainer. Yeah. So I'm excited. And we filmed, we wrapped up filming already. And we're gonna have the premiere June 25th on Amazon Prime, and the premiere party is gonna be in Sacramento. So I'm really excited about it.
What do you have to do for your music though? Does music go on pause, or does something have to pause for the position that you just took?
Actually, no. I would say it's fun. I don't want to tell too much of the show, but there is a part of the show where we're actually, incorporating the music. So yeah, no, I think it's actually, I think it's gonna go hand in hand. I think it's gonna go hand in hand for sure because, like I said on the show, we're incorporating the music, and it's really cool. I don't want to tell too much, but everybody gotta tune in. But it's gonna be super
Yeah, we
dope.
gotta.
Yeah, I don't
We
want
gotta
to say
be.
too much, but
Yeah.
no, I definitely don't have to take a pause. It's actually like I'm actually going harder now. Now that we got the show out, and well, that's not out, but it's about to drop June 25th. And now it's like, okay, I'm working on my music, so it goes hand in hand. It all goes together, which works out for the best.
Okay, well, let's bounce to the music. With the music on the way, what are you working on right now? Are you working on just creating a single, or are you working on an EP?
So I'm gonna be doing an EP. I'm working on an EP right now. I'm working on singles. I'm working on both actually. I'm just putting together music as we speak. I'm actually gonna be shooting a video down in New York this weekend for a single that I'm getting ready to drop. The single's called "Been in the League." We're gonna shoot that down in New York, most likely like in the Harlem area, and that's gonna be this week. And then I'm shooting another video for one of my other singles I'm dropping. It's called Boss Bitch, and I got some really dope features on that as well. I got Big Ramp, and I got Big Frida's DJ Jordan. So it's gonna be dope. That's gonna be shot in New Orleans, like around Essence Fest weekend. So that's gonna be popping. And then, I got a lot. I'm gonna be on a couple people's albums. I'm gonna have my own EP. Like it's a lot going on. So I'm really excited.
You got a name for it yet?
You know what? I'm back and forth between two names. Do you want? I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know if
want to
I should
know.
say. You want to know both options?
Yep, yep.
Okay. So the name of the EP right now, the two names that I'm going back and forth for right now is either going to be Self Made
Hmm.
or it's going to be God Made.
So why are you bouncing between the two?
I don't know. I just want to see, I like both names. They both pertain to me. They both are my story. I just want to see
Hmm.
what name is just gonna pop more. What not pop, but just stick out more. What name is gonna, catch more attention. That's where I'm at with it right now.
Okay, well, I'm definitely on the lookout for this project when it drops.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're from California, right?
Yeah, I'm from LA.
What are the three artists that you're listening to right now? As soon as you hop in the whip,
From LA or just period?
this period.
Oh, period. Okay. I'll say Nicki Minaj, of course. I listen to a lot of her
Okay.
stuff. I listen to a lot of Nicki. I still be listening to my Jeezy. I love me some Jeezy. I be loving. Look, I love me some Jeezy. Yes. Who else? Oh, Nipsey. I still, yeah, play my Nipsey. Yeah, Nipsey Hustle.
I'm asking this. I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
Okay, so my West Coast vibe is at a top tier like it needs to be.
Okay.
So for somebody that's from LA, are you listening to the Victory Lap Nipsey, or like you've been a Nipsey fan since Nipsey, was into music?
Oh no, I've been a Nipsey fan. I got to meet. We were the same age when he passed. He was 33. I was 33. We were the same age.
Hmm.
I got to meet him way back, way back, like Slauson Boys 2, like way back, Crenshaw, like all that
Hmm.
stuff. So yeah, I'm listening to all the Nipsey, the old Nipsey and the new Nipsey, and I like to listen to his music, and I like to see, like, I like to listen, I like to hear, like, the transition of, like, you could just hear artists transitioning, going from one stage to the next stage, and that's what I
Yeah,
really enjoyed about Nipsey. And the thing about Nipsey that I liked about, even before, people really knew who was he was always into real estate. He was always into real estate, and that for me was like, okay, like, is this a sign? Like, like
yeah,
that was
yeah.
always for me, like, that was he was always about motivating and getting your money, and like, just real, like, just telling how it is and being inspirational. That's what I liked about him, and he's kept that same message from the beginning.
How is music in LA now? In the music scene, not just like the industry, people come there for concerts, but I mean like the up and coming artists in LA.
The scene now has been a little bit scary. Since Nipsey got killed in LA, that kind of like that shit like threw people off, it made people like it just got a little bit scary, once he got killed, because then Draco, the situation with Draco happened, and then the situation with PNB Rock happened. So which LA has been like it's been like people have been scared to come to LA because they just keep hearing about all this shit happening. And as far as like the artists on the come up out here, I'm, well, not out here, but out there in LA, it's a lot of politics in LA. And I will say, like, the thing about Nipsey that I liked is that he really just like broke a lot of barriers and broke down a lot of doors and set a lot of trends. And everybody was rocking with him, no matter like, where he was from, what section he was from, or where, like everybody, no matter what your nationality or ethnicity was, like everyone liked him. So I feel like now, since that happened, and then all the other things that happened, it's kind of like LA is like it's like in a weird spot right now, if that makes sense.
Years later, it's still in that same spot.
I mean, because once that happened with him, and then you had the Draco thing happen, and then you had the PNB Rock thing happen, and then even um I can't think, I'm having a brain freeze, but a couple other artists who aren't from LA came out to LA, and stuff happened. So um it's just LA right now. I don't know. It's in the music. I would say on the music side, it's a little bit weird right now. Like, that's
Hmm.
the best way I could put it. It's a little weird. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's like crab in the bucket, but it's like weird. I can't explain it. Like, it's just a little weird.
I feel you. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Well, to speak on you still doing music, who were your inspirations when you started making music?
Well, my first inspiration was Aaliyah. Aaliyah
Mm.
was my first inspiration. I just liked her style. She was tomboy, but she was pretty as far as like style look, like tomboy, pretty, sexy, but not doing too much. Didn't have to try too hard. Was like effortlessly just dope. Um,
Mm.
and then, obviously like Missy Elliott. You know, she's a writer, she's a singer, she's a rapper, she's a producer. She just pretty much does everything. And that's who I grew up listening to. And that's who really got me into music, like those two artists. And then obviously, like, it's other female artists like the Conscious Daughters from Oakland. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was hard. They was spitting like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like pay attention to that type of stuff as a kid. That like it really marinated into my brain probably when I not even realizing it, but it did something. It like turned on a light bulb. It set something on fire for me to go and just start making music. You know,
Yeah.
those artists for sure. You know, like in my earlier part of my childhood.
Making your project now, what are you trying to talk about? What are you trying to put on that piece of paper and release? Like, what is your content? What is your music about?
I just want to tell my story. I just want to tell my story. That's my main thing. Like, I know a lot of rappers, you know, I'm not gonna say artists. I'll say a lot of rappers. They talk about shit that they haven't even done. I know a lot of
Yeah.
rappers talk about stuff they've never even done. You know, they just cap a lot of time. They talk and it's not real. Everything I talk about is gonna be from my life. Like everything I've talked about is I've experienced it. So for me, I just want to tell my story. I want to be able to inspire other people through my story. I want to motivate people because you know, I feel like I'm like a highly motivated individual, you know, and I want to put that in the music, you know, and I feel like it's so much negativity in the world. It's so much negativity, is so much just like bullshit happening. People like depression is up, you know, like it's just a lot going on. And I feel like for me, I just want to be able to like give inspiration, give hope, give a bit of happiness, like something that's like, you know, that's gonna be uplifting. That's where I'm at. I don't want to make music that's like, you know, down and, you know what I'm saying, just like not really a vibe. I don't want to be like a downer. I've never been a downer. I don't like being around downers. And so for me it's like I want to be, you know, more up, if that makes sense. High energy.
It makes sense. This music, I'm 37, so we're in the same age range.
Yeah.
This music nowadays is not really, I'm not used to it. You know what I'm saying? It's real sad, emo. Everybody's just so depressed and they're promoting depression.
Yeah.
It's not the same anymore. So I always just ask that to see where people's heads at. Like, what kind of music are you really trying to put out? You trying to put out the music we came up with,
Yeah.
came up to, or are you taking the mainstream approach?
I like the stuff that makes you feel good. I like listening to music that makes you feel like it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like, oh, I need to get on my shit. Like it makes you feel like you want to go and hustle and, you know, just it's the music that makes you, it makes you, I can't explain it, but it just makes you feel good, I guess, if that makes sense.
You want to make feel good music. You want to put out a feel
Yeah.
good record. Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Are you still looking at track and field? Are you still up to date on what's going on in the Olympic track and
Of
field world?
course. Yeah, of course. I'm very involved in track and field. You know, as far as like the 2020 Olympics, I'm working on becoming, well, I'm actually going to be on the board, the committee of that. That's going to be at USC. So I'm going to be very involved in the 2028 Olympics in LA. I'm going to be very involved in that. I do follow the sport. As far as me coming back to run, no. No, I won't be coming. It's funny because people be like, "Are you gonna come back?" And you can come back, and I'm just like, "Ooh, I know I could, but no, it ain't gonna happen." But no, I love the sport. I love track and field. You know, track and field's my baby. So yeah, of course.
Lastly, on the entrepreneur list, how's real estate going?
Woo! So I will say the mark, like the economy. I don't want to get too, but the economy is on the down. So with that being said, interest rates are high, which makes purchase prices go lower. So it's a little bit tricky right now, just because a lot of people are scared to buy because the high interest rates are scaring people. They're like, oh my god, the interest rate's too high. They don't want to buy. You know, so I've sold property. I did some sales. I did do a few sales at the beginning of this year, which was really good before the interest rate hike went back up. But it's going well. It's just about, at the end of the day, like educating. Like I like to educate anybody that I work with. Anybody, like, we know, if I'm working with a buyer or a seller, it's all about educating, letting them know, like, okay, hey, yeah, the interest rates are high now, but you can refinance when they drop and get the low interest rate, you know, and capitalize on the lower purchase price. So no, real estate's going well. I'm actually getting ready to start flipping homes soon as a real estate investor. So I'm doing that as we speak right now.
What's the difference in real estate and flipping homes? I never knew what it was.
Okay, so I'm a realtor. I have my real estate license and I do transactions. So I help people who want to buy. If anybody that wants to buy, I can help them purchase property. I'll help them with their transaction. Anybody that wants to sell their property, I can help them with their transaction with selling. Investor is somebody who has money, whether it's a hard money loan or whether it's all cash, and they go and they invest in the property. You can invest in the property and you can, find usually a distressed, meaning like an older fixer upper type of property, and demo it, which means like tear it down, not tear it down, but just tear out all the walls and break it down, and rehab it, which means fix it up and bring it up to speed, update it. And then you can do a couple things. You can either buy and hold, which means you buy it and you hold it, and you can, either have tenants living there and turn into a rental property, or you can fix and flip, which is what I'm getting ready to do. Basically, fix it and then you're flipping it and reselling it. Since I'm a realtor, I can resell it as a realtor myself and put it back on the market and sell it to a prospective end buyer. So yeah, that's pretty much the difference. Like, if you're an investor, that means you're putting in your own money, or you have a group of people where you guys put your money together and invest, or you have a private investor, that somebody that you work with, that gives you the money and you flip the property, or do a long-term hold or buy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not that much of a difference. I mean, obviously, to be a realtor, you have to have your license, because you have to to create to be able to do a transaction, you have to have your license. But if you just want to be a real estate investor, you don't have to have a license to be a house flipper, or to be able to purchase property and have tenants living in it, and have rental properties and short-term rental property. You don't have to have your license to do that. But you do have to have a license to basically help people with transactions for purchasing real estate.
I'm interested in. I've been DJing since I was 14 years old, so I'm at the point where it's like, okay, I gotta find another course because I ain't gonna be doing this for too much longer.
Right. Well, I got see now, you know me, and I got you. If you want to, so if you want to get your, I mean, it all depends. If you want to go and get your license, you have to go to school. That's what I wanted to learn everything. I'm just like that. I wanted to know what I was doing. I wanted to learn everything. So I went to school, got my license. Now I'm a realtor, and now I'm getting into the investment side of fixing and flipping, and then I want to get into the developing side as well, developing homes and commercial property as well. So it really is like what you want to do. Like, if you want to get into do you want to get into the investment side, or do you want to get into the more helping people purchase property?
I don't know. I think I want to get into more of the investment side because that's kind of I can walk away from that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I can just put my money in and walk away. I don't really think
Yeah.
I had a time. Honestly, I don't think I had a time to be trying to help people. Like get their their stuff done and purchase their homes and stuff like that.
Well, no, that makes sense. Well, if you need help with the investment side, I could definitely help you. That's a
Yeah,
no-brainer. Look.
yeah, I'm definitely hitting you up on that. But with all of these things that you have done, you have accomplished, what does an average day look like for you?
Oh my gosh, an average day, it could go either way. I'm usually on my phone when I first wake up, which I hate doing, but I'm usually on my phone when I first wake up. Um, usually like the night before, I try to like get all my emails out, send everything off to, like, I have my producers that I work with. Well, my main producer that I work with, I send everything off to him so he can send me a beat pack so I can check that out. I have a calendar. I have a separate calendar for all my real estate stuff. So that goes in a whole separate calendar. And then I just kind of go off of that. So in the morning, usually, I'm doing my real estate stuff. I'm either returning emails, reaching out to buyers, reaching out to other listing agents for my buyers, possibly connecting, sometimes doing conference calls, connecting my buyers and lenders on a conference call, that type of stuff. I'm doing all my real estate stuff like in the morning, in the daytime, and then maybe like late afternoon. Once I'm wrapped up with that, then I start getting into my music side and looking into, okay, let me check out this beat pack my producer sent me. Let me start coming up with concepts for a song. Let me start, brainstorming. I got a video coming up. Let me start like putting that a treatment together, or just come up with an outline, stuff like that. So I basically, it's all about time management. So I dedicate like a certain amount of time to each thing, if that makes sense. So
Oh no, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I have bad time management. So this is just like, ooh, I need to get my stuff together. Yeah, I have terrible time management.
Right. I learned really good time management when I was at USC because I was an athlete, full time, full scholarship athlete, and full time student. So it was like I had to balance it. I had to get up, go to class at 8 a.m., be in class till 12, go to the track, get ready for practice, study hall, tutoring. So it was just like a lot. So I had to make sure, like, okay, I got my schedule, I got my planner, make sure I block out stuff for this, block out stuff for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
There's little girls watching you right now. When it's
Yeah.
all said and done, what do you want to have accomplished? What do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be that obviously that I was a good person and that I helped my family and that I helped others and that I just, I basically, I think as a woman we deal with so much. We deal when you're a girl, you really don't understand. When you get older and you get into the whatever career path you want to do, no matter what career path you're in, you're gonna deal with a lot. You're gonna deal with sexism, politics, favoritism, just a whole bunch of weird stuff. So I feel like for me as a woman, I want to leave a legacy behind to feel like even if you're a woman, to all the girls out there, you can do the same thing. You can be whatever you want to be. Don't limit yourself. Don't put like a ceiling on yourself. One of the people I look up to, Madam C.J. Walker. I don't know if I know you know who that is. Madam C.J. Walker. Yeah, first female millionaire, and yeah, she did it. She did everything when the odds were against her. And for me, it's just like I want to be able to. I want people to women and young girls to understand that um, you can leave your mark here on this earth and it's going to be obstacles, but as long as you stay consistent that you could do it.
I'm really proud of you. I mean, I don't
Thank
know
you.
you personally, but it's I love seeing somebody applying pressure. You know what I'm saying? I love
Thank
seeing
you.
somebody just it's a hurdle right there. I'm gonna walk over it. I ain't even really got to jump because this happens.
Right.
So I've really been watching you ever since then. I wish we could have had the conversation, but like I said, my time management is bad, and I'm in a transition to where I'm getting ready to go on tour on Monday, so it was a lot
Oh,
going
what kind
on
of
where I
tour?
couldn't. I work with this guy named Scott, who also is in QC, quality control.
Oh,
So we're starting a tour. They're already on tour, but I'm picking up the last leg of it because I DJ from Monday to Sunday. So the tour starts here on June 12th in Phoenix. And then on the 13th, it's in Las Vegas. Then on the 14th, it's in Oakland. Then on the 15th, it's in Sacramento. And then we come back
wow.
here, and then it's back to normal. But we're really doing it's a showcase tour where we're looking for talent. You know what I'm saying, to perform in front of the big wigs over at the record labels.
Oh,
And
very
it's
nice.
something new for me. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time. My history is I'm from Detroit, Michigan. DJed on Detroit airwaves when I was a teenager. I was on the show Friday Night Cypher. We created the show Friday Night Cypher with Big Sean. He performed there every week. Kanye West came, and that the rest for that is history. But in the
Right.
midst of that, I needed to go somewhere else. I was hitting a ceiling, so I was like, I need somewhere
Mm.
else to go, and everybody said Arizona. I was in a bad place mentally. This Arizona today is not what it was 10 years ago.
I
You
know.
know, like
I
yeah,
know.
so it was a little struggle, but I always wanted to do something where I can kind of give back to that hip hop community. And let's just say
Right.
10 years is finally starting on June 12th. So I'm really excited for this, but just trying to make sure that everything was panning out the right way. Even when it comes to this podcast, when I wanted to do it back with you, this podcast market is so broad and everyone's doing it. And
Ooh, I know.
yeah, I had to keep mentally resetting, thinking like, okay, I don't want to fit in with these people. I want to get outside the box and do something different. And I just
Right.
couldn't find it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not getting comfortable. And I didn't even know my emojis on your picture was going to lead to us having this conversation right now. But you know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
like, oh, okay, bet, let's do it. So you really are the first person to get me like back going on this, because other than the real estate
Hey.
dreams I be having, I think media is where I want to kind of spend my last days in this industry. So yeah,
Right.
just watching like-minded people, You know what I'm saying? Doing the things that, like you're doing, entrepreneurship, it's motivation.
Thank you.
And just seeing you consistently. If I open my phone right now, hold on, is it going to do it? This is you.
Oh!
I was literally watching wherever you are. I think you was about to perform somewhere. So I'm literally
That was
watching
my
that
show
when you
in
talk.
Boston this Saturday.
Yeah, I've been watching everything you've been doing, you know what I'm saying, since we said we was gonna have a conversation. So I'm definitely tuned in, and
I
I
appreciate
will
it.
be watching, you know what I'm saying, your show. I will be watching you on your
Yes, please
show.
watch. Oh, I forgot to mention that show I just did was really cool because I got to perform in front of Keith Murray and I got to meet Keith Murray and he really liked my shit. He was vibing out. So yeah, I had to just say
Do you,
that.
no, that's all. That's definitely good. I want you getting that bag because I do want to have this. The way I'm setting this up, I want to have more conversations. It's not like I
Absolutely.
featured this person one time. I would love to check back in with you later this year or the beginning of next year, and
Yeah, for
just see,
sure.
you know what I'm saying, like what happened from there. I mean, we're going to be talking about real estate, but on this platform, to be talking, you know what I'm saying, and see, like what happened and what you accomplished, because I think it's some good things coming your way. You know what I'm saying, some really
Thank
good
you.
things. Are you having fun? Like, is there anybody you want to work with you in the music industry? Is this somebody like, yo, I'm doing this so I can work with this person soon?
Oh, who do I want to work? I want to work with a lot of people. Anybody particularly that I want to work with? I do want to work with who do I want to work with? It's so broad now. Gosh, I don't know. I'm willing to work with anybody for real. Like I just get excited to meet people, in the same industry who are just like living their dreams and doing what they want to do. So for me, it's just like once you get to a certain level and you're at that level, it's like I respect it. Like I know what the work and the dedication is. So for me, it's like I'm willing to work with anybody. Like I'm not gonna say I'm only gonna work with this person or that person. Like I'm open to collaborate with anybody at this point. I'm open for all
Mm.
collaborations.
I hope y'all hear this. I hope you're listening.
I'm open for
You know what I'm saying?
all collaborations, like anybody, like for real. I'm excited. I'm just excited to be back doing what I love. So
Carol Cake, where does that name come from?
oh, okay. I'm glad you asked me that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So carrot cake, people be like, oh no. So cake means money. Cake, bread, carrot cake. I'm a Capricorn. I don't know if you know about zodiacs, but Capricorns were like the most money driven, successful people. So carrot cake, it's about the money, it's about the bread, it's about getting to the bag. It's about I hate that term saying getting to the bag, but it's about getting to the money and getting to, success and being financially free.
It's always been Carol Cake?
For music or just nickname?
For music. For music.
For music, it's always been Carol Cake. I went once by C Rod, which is my actual nickname, which is like my track name. Um,
Yeah.
that's my track name though. Like C Rod, like A Rod, Alex Rodriguez, the baseball player, Carol Rodriguez. So that's been like that. I got that on my Letterman jacket from high school. Like that's always been like when I run, it's Run C Rod. That's always been. So when I first put out a song, the record I did, the little cover to Lil Wayne, I went under C Rod. But then I was like, let me do something different. Let me step out of my element a little bit, out of my comfort zone. But I still want to have something that it represents me. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep my first name, drop the last name. I'm about my money, hence to everything that I've been doing. So I'm like, cake, and it's two C's.
When we first started this, I was like, I don't know what to call her. I was thinking like, okay, do I call her name? Do I say C Rod? Do I say Carol Cake? I was really confused, and I was just hoping whatever fell out was what we was gonna roll with.
Yeah, Carol Cake is good. C Rod is always like that's like C Rod is like if you know
For
like
the
a
people
lot of
that
people
know
like I said,
you,
yeah, people that know me is C Rod, or people that know me from track and field world. The track just they only solely know me from track is C Rod. Like, oh, C Rod, like my, like I said, my friends from way back, C Rod. Carol Cake is artist, is the brand of what I'm doing musically.
do you stand by yourself when it comes to, hey, I am an Olympian? Do you have a lot of Olympian friends, or is it just you?
I have a lot of Olympian friends. It's kind of like it's a small community. So yeah, I have a whole bunch of Olympian friends. Do any of my Olympian friends do what I do now? No. A lot of them do other stuff. Like they, some of them coach, some of them, they do other things. But I have going to the Olympics, it's like being a part of a secret society, if that makes sense. Like you go to the Olympics, you meet the Olympians, you end up like being cool with them, like you stay in touch with them, especially in track and field. Like track and field is already a small knit community. So it's like all of my friends I, went to school with and we ran professional with, a lot of them made the Olympic team, and it's almost like a family, if that makes sense, like an extended family. So yeah, I have a lot of Olympian friends.
Well, like I said, I don't want to waste too much of your time, hold you up too much longer. I know you gotta get back in the streets. It's like you out there living right now. You got to perform somewhere tonight, don't you?
Not tonight, thank God. Tonight I gotta write. I got a lot. I got a record. I got a lot of stuff. I got a record I'm doing. I'm jumping on this record, a dope record with some artists in Virginia, and then another artist that we work with, Snoopy Badass. Like that, we're all on that same record. And then me and Snoopy Badass are doing a record. I'm gonna be on his album. I'm getting actually ready to be on Brian Love from Day 26 on his album. So I got a lot of writing I got to do tonight. I got a lot of writing. I got like a lot. And then, outside of my own individual songs, that's like what, 3 verses, 3 songs, 3 verses.
Yeah.